How's it going? My name is Aaron Capdeboss. I'm a jeweler and gemologist, and I'm the owner of DeBosque Fine Jewelry Manufacturing in Mandeville, Louisiana. I'm a certified gemologist. I'm a certified jeweler, and I'm also certified since 1997 as a jeweler through Jewelers of America. I have been operating DeBosque Fine Jewelry since 2003, and I've been making a living as a jeweler since 1997. So I have seen a lot of jewelry. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Today on Ask the Jeweler, that's me. How do you tell a natural sapphire from a synthetic sapphire? That's a good one. That's a really good question. So let me start off by saying that sapphire comes in every color of the rainbow. Most people are familiar with blue sapphire, and blue is the most commonly bought and sold color. But it does come in every color of the rainbow. It comes in pink, comes in green, comes in yellow, and they are quite beautiful. I love pink sapphire. I love green sapphire. I love yellow sapphire. Some of my favorite gemstones. When sapphire is red, it's called ruby. That's what a ruby is. A ruby is a red sapphire. Sapphire comes from the crystal. Sapphire comes from the crystal corundum. So corundum is the second hardest material on Earth, second only to diamond. So when it is red, it's called ruby. Any other color, it's going to be called sapphire. Pink sapphire, purple sapphire, all sorts of different shades. Now, sapphire is commonly man-made and has been since the 40s, maybe? Long time. Man-made sapphire looks exactly like natural sapphire. The only way to tell man-made sapphire from natural sapphire is with a microscope. And this is a slippery slope because you can take a lab-grown diamond and stick it on a little machine and it'll tell you if it's a lab-grown diamond or not. You can take a cubic zirconia and stick it on a little machine and it'll tell you whether it's a cubic zirconia or a moissanite or a diamond or a lab-grown diamond. So there's machinery for that. There is no machine that you can stick a sapphire on to tell whether or not it is man-made or natural. So the only way to tell is to look inside the gemstone with a microscope, and you have to find an inclusion. Now, an inclusion is any type of imperfection inside the crystal. Most crystals have these imperfections. They may be very, very small, but most of them will have something. When you look at these inclusions, they're called characteristic inclusions. You look inside the gemstone and you can see details of the different type of inclusion that you're looking at, and it's actually quite difficult to do. You have to stay up on it. You have to look at gemstones regularly under a microscope to stay brushed up on it. It's actually quite difficult. It's more difficult, in my opinion, than diamond grading, because with a diamond, you can grade the color, you can grade the clarity, and you can usually tell what that is right off the bat. With colored stones, it's a little more of a slippery slope. Another question I have about sapphire while we're talking about sapphire, because sapphire is a huge category of gemstones. Someone asked, why are some colored gemstones, specifically sapphire, why are some sapphire extraordinarily expensive and some are what you would call relatively cheap? Good question. When it comes to colored gemstones, the first and most important detail is the color. It's got to have good color to be a proper gemstone. Blue sapphire should be ocean blue. Good ruby should be blood red. Whenever a gemstone is too dark, it really starts to bring the quality and it brings the price down. A ocean blue sapphire, gosh, they can be outrageously priced. One of the biggest differences for sapphire is whether or not the stone has been heated or not. And there's lots of research on this. You can find tons of information about this online. But sapphire is commonly heated. Most of it has been heated. Unheated sapphire and unheated ruby is very difficult to find, and also very, very expensive. I mean, tens upon tens of thousands of dollars per carat. It's outrageous, the prices that they get for the stuff, but it's extremely rare and it's hard to find. But most sapphire, most ruby has been heated or treated in some way. Now, there is nothing wrong with a sapphire or a ruby that has been heat treated. It's very, very common, and they're still quite valuable and quite beautiful. There are other treatments that they can use for sapphire that does tend to drive the price down. Sometimes the stones can be treated for their clarity, so they use a filler that is forced into little cracks and little openings and little fissures in the surface of the stone to make it appear more clear. That destroys the value of the stone. So if you see a blue sapphire that's, $500, and then you see another one of a similar size that's $3,500, it's likely that the color has been enhanced, the clarity has been enhanced, and it has undergone some sort of treatment. There's lots of different sorts of treatments. A gemological topic, you can research that. There's beryllium treatment and lead glass treatment and all kinds of stuff, and they're highly treated. So that is just, and I really am just breezing over the surface here. I'd recommend that if you're interested in buying a high quality gemstone, get a GIA certified stone, and then that takes all the guesswork out of it. The stone is what the paper says it is, and GIA is really the only diamond grading certificate and gemstone grading certificate that is accepted worldwide. There are a few other grading gemological resources that are viable for gemstones. There's quite a few. There's 2 or 3 other ones that are really good, but GIA is the most well-known and the most respected. So if you're considering the purchase of a fine gemstone, go with the GIA certified stone. A lot of our fine sapphire and fine gemstones, most all of our diamonds are GIA certified. Sometimes we buy smaller sapphire that doesn't really warrant grading by GIA because there is a cost involved, and so we don't get every single stone certified, but we do buy from cutters and from vendors who are quite reputable, and we have a responsibility to keep that quality in check when we're purchasing these things and selling them to the public. So super important details about where the money is going. So if you have any questions about gemstones or pricing or quality, hit us up. You can hit us in the comments, or you can check us out online at debossedjewelry.com.